Are you a Jesus-loving woman who overexercises and deprives herself of food, desperately trying to obtain a goal weight on the scale? And yet, at the same time, you strive to be a healthy version of yourself by eating well and feeling fit? Hi, I'm Andrea, and I was running on the same hamster wheel for over 20 years. My toxic body image and eating disorder stole my joy and self-respect. Thankfully, God was always with me, fighting my battles and blessing me with the grit to reclaim my life. I'm off the hamster wheel, but I see you still stuck in the cage, and I want to help free you too. Journey with me every week. I'll share personal stories, tools, mindset shifts, and the practical steps I took to heal my unhealthy relationship with food and exercise. I don't believe food and exercise are the problems. I believe they're part of the solution. Instead, I'll teach you how your mindset and faith are the keys to healing. Get ready to navigate your newfound path to healing. Get ready to reclaim your self-worth. Get ready to realign with your God-given identity. For in this identity is where you find true wellness and healing. When you are well, your gifts shine into the world. Shine on, babe. Let's do this. I'm Andrea Carroll, and this is Good Vanilla. Hey, pretty peeps. I'm quickly popping in here before we get rolling to communicate that I am not giving medical advice. I'm giving energetic, emotional, and mental support for women on their health journeys. I'm here because I care. I hope sharing my story will in some way help you on your unique path. Okay, let's dive in. Hey friends, thank you for coming to hang out with me today. I wanted to share an insight I have around the act of healing. Healing is a buzzword, in my opinion, or a word that we hear a lot about. And rightfully so. We all are healing from something in one way or another. There's been a lot of focus on the act of healing. And that is great. It needs to be done. But if you are feeling stuck in your healing journey, this episode is for you. The definition of healing is the process of making or becoming sound or healthy again. The process of making or becoming sound or healthy again. And when I read that, that sounds pretty complex to me. First of all, what process are you going to choose, right? What one's going to work? And becoming sound or healthy again, once again, when I read this, I just think of work, like a lot of work. And it does take work, but there are times when you're feeling stuck and you're exhausted and it feels like all you've been doing is the work and you're wondering how you're going to keep going on. Like, how do I keep going forward? It's just so hard, but you want to heal. What we need to do is release the pressure of healing and start surrendering to God. It just dawned on me the other day that there is a lot of pressure when you think to yourself, okay, I have, for example, my relationship with my relationship with food and my relationship with my body, that needs healing. And when you start to look at it, you realize, well, a lot goes into that. You have to start pulling apart your perceptions and how they were formed. Like, how were your beliefs around your body formed? Whatever that relationship is, whether it's healthy or it's not, how were those formed? How was your relationship around food formed? It doesn't just happen overnight. It's most often months or years of thinking a certain way, and then that becomes your reality. So yes, healing is a process, and I do think it is easy to get stuck in it. So if you are getting stuck in it, you need to release the pressure behind healing. You have to start surrendering to God. Because healing also requires you to act. How do you heal? You put in the work, you read the books, you see the therapist, you join the support groups, you listen to the podcasts, you do the inner work. And I'm not discrediting each of those important pieces of healing. You have to put in the work, that's for sure. But ask yourself, are you doing the work alone? Have you asked God to walk alongside you on your journey? Because He is the ultimate answer. Right? Jesus and God. Jesus is He's our personal guide. He's your personal guide in your life's journey. Pray for direction. Maybe the book wasn't the right book that you read. Maybe the therapist isn't the right therapist. Maybe you weren't connecting with the right support group or the right podcast. Pray and ask God for help. Because He knows what you need, and He will provide the people and the resources you need to heal. When you go into overdrive and you start grasping for everything, that control, if I do this, I can heal. If I do this, I can heal. You have to have the faith and release that desire to know what's ahead of you, to make your own path. And you have to release that, and you have to rely on God. First Peter chapter 5, verse 6 says, "Trust in and rely confidently on the Lord with all your heart, and do not rely on your own insight or understanding. In all your ways, know and acknowledge and recognize Him, and He will make your path straight and smooth, removing obstacles that block your way." So whatever is blocking your healing, you have to trust in God and stop trying to figure out the process on your own. Stop trying to do this. It's not easy. You hear it everywhere because everybody wants to do it. Everybody wishes they could heal whatever hurt they have inside, whatever's going on in their lives. And it's not that we shouldn't seek to heal. It's that we need to have God walk with us. We need to have Jesus walk with us when we're healing. We need to ask Him to come along. I love the story of Matthew, the book of Matthew, I think it's chapter 9, where Jesus heals the woman who was bleeding or hemorrhaging for 12 years. Basically, this woman has been suffering, and she heard about Jesus and the miracles He was performing. And she says to herself, if I only touch His cloak, I will be healed. It wasn't a process. She didn't have to think, okay, so he's the answer. She had the faith that Jesus was the answer for healing. She said that to herself, and when she reached out and touched Jesus' cloak, he turned to her and he saw her, and he said, "Take heart, daughter. Your faith has healed you." And the woman was healed at that moment. That sounds really easy, doesn't it? It's like, I love this Bible story so much because when I was in my late teens and my early 20s, I was suffering terribly with chronic pain. Like, I couldn't, when I would stand for more than 5 minutes, I would feel like it would start in my feet and just work up my body. I had bad plantar fasciitis. I injured myself running, and I could not heal. I went to all these doctors, and eventually, I was at a foot doctor, and he said, "I can't do anything for you anymore." Then he sent me to a rheumatologist because then he thought maybe I had something like fibromyalgia because my pain was very similar to that, like a building pain. He couldn't do anything. I went to another well-known and respected doctor, and he simply told me to take the max amount of ibuprofen, which is like 12 pills a day or something crazy. The processes of healing that physical pain, there was nothing that was working. And I remember one time sharing part of my story with this lady at one of a local gym at our YMCA. I remember she said a prayer for me. She prayed openly. She just stood there where we were, and she prayed out loud for me. She asked God to heal me. And around that time when she said that prayer, one evening I was very, very defeated. And I remember actually calling out. Like, I was crying, and I said, "What do you want from me? I will do it. Whatever you want from me, I will do it." I was begging for help because it was so tiring dealing with the pain day after day. So I called out to God, and I asked for help. So that, along with that prayer, it was like within like a week or so after that, or I don't even know if it was that long, all of a sudden we find my husband, who was at the time my boyfriend, he found through talking to people he knew, he found a massage therapist that people said helped them greatly. And he just had a feeling about him. Adam just had a feeling about this guy. I was like, "Hey, heard about him. I think you should go try him out." And I did. And I had been to other massage therapists before for the same reason, for my chronic pain. And there was really nothing. There was no change. There was no change at all. But the technique, the full, how all your systems are connected in your body. His philosophy and his approach to massage therapy was full body, and that's what I needed. And week after week, month after month, I slowly got better. And to the point where I got my life back. Like, I was no longer in pain after 5 minutes of standing or 15 minutes of sitting. I really felt like my life was given back to me, because for anyone that has chronic pain, you know how it just destroys your day. So the point is, it's not so much what I was trying to heal from, it was how I went about healing. You can do all the textbook right things to heal, or the right process. You can go through all the processes of everything that you need to do to heal. And you can get stuck. If you are stuck, you need to check in with your faith. You need to ask God, you need to ask Jesus to walk alongside of you. Because that's where true healing comes from. Comes from Jesus. Comes from praying and connecting and surrendering to Jesus, surrendering to God. I believe the only tried and true process to healing is through prayer. It doesn't matter what you are trying to heal from. If you are trying to heal your relationship with your body, trying to heal your relationship with food, it's all the same. It's all hurt. And it's healing. It's the potential for healing, the potential to reconnect with your relationship, with your faith into God and to Jesus. So take the pressure off of healing and start focusing on what ways can you surrender, where can you add more prayer. Stop the negative spiraling thoughts with the prayer and the surrendering. And remember what Jesus told the lady that reached out and touched the hem of his cloak. Your faith has healed you. Friend, your faith has healing powers. That is the process that you should be focusing on in your healing. Your faith has healing powers. Take care, have a great rest of your day, and I'll talk to you next week. Hey there, beautiful. Do you feel like every step forward in your healing journey, you are met with setback after setback? It's like it doesn't matter how much effort you put into feeling better about your body, feeling better about your relationship with food. It doesn't matter what it is. Whatever you are trying to heal in your life, do you feel like the work you are putting in is constantly being erased by a trigger? Well, I hear you. I'm seeing all the comments online about people trying to heal their relationship with their body and with food, and it seems like triggers are something that are relentless in your life. They will not give up their grip on you. Here's the thing. Triggers are not going away, but there's something you can do about it. You have the tools, you have the capability within you to fight back. And to help you do this, I created a little workbook, a free download for you to get right now and start working on fighting back against your triggers. It's my 3-step process to tame your triggers. I walk you through, there are journal prompts in the workbook that walks you through exactly what you need to do to set up your own plan so that you are prepared the next time a trigger strikes. Friend, take back your life. Take back the control. Don't let triggers have control over you. The link for the download is in the show notes. Go download it now and take the first step to defending your life and defending your well-being. You got this, friend. Hey there, lovely souls. It means the world to me that you took time out of your busy schedule to come and hang out with me today. But here's the thing. You made time for yourself also. You put your self-worth and your mental wellness first by listening. Did you know that you can help me spread my message to others that so desperately need it? Hit that subscribe button so you never miss an episode. Rate and review my show. And hey, I want to hang out with you more. Come over on Instagram, follow me at Andrea_Caro, and send me a message. Tell me how you're doing. I want to get to know you. I can't wait to hear from you. And until then, shine on, babes.